it is, because I don't have an answer, but I have a question. It's a very interesting Tanya today. It's a Tanya for Chayel. Obviously, this is an incredible Hashkacha Pratis. The Hashkacha Pratis in this is you can't ignore that the Chayel in the letters to the Balatanya, that the entry of today's Tanya should be something that talks the Alter Rebbe is leading up to what he's going to say about the fact that that there is obviously this parallel, this me'ain in our neshamis to Talikus, etc., etc. But today's Tanya was the kind of the other end of the spectrum, for the to establish the caveats, to say the Anochi offer ve'efer as zayin gor vait, right? And then knowing this, we can then talk about how far we're zayin and endless. But today's Tanya, Chai Elul's Tanya, is gor vait. That we are like even that it is absurd to even think that there's some endlichkeit between Elikus, between us and Elikus. We're like the offer of Efer to the tree, etc., etc. So Shaila is, I'm sitting there with the Tanya today, and I'm thinking, what is the message on Chai Elul? Why is this the Tanya for Chai Elul? And I don't have a good answer, so if I can't, open it to the floor over here.
We lost Ruvain also.
I think that's Pashut.
Good, no?
The Alter Rebbe is expecting us to reach. The Rebbe gesagt, dass jeder eine come to the and we're supposed to get there. So before we get anything, we have to know we have to know that we're not, that first bittul is a prerequisite for anything. As liegt sich bei mir, I don't know.
Indeed, it sounds like you went quiet. I never saw this before. Hey, hello, must have been a good answer. Maybe Sandy's in a loud environment. What does it? Now we hear you.
No, I'm probably totally wrong. That's why he's keeping so quiet. He's shocked by such.
No, I was just. If you're talking about me, somebody got a call that I had to.
Anyway,
Ruben is
out. Let's see.
So these are bar piles. As soon as we got, they the Sunday Arbeit, the mamish, and now they.
I also have to. I have to go. I just want to hear a real answer, not just that I'm saying.
No, I think I actually, it's funny because I don't know a lot of times because because the setting is a little different, but Chitas for Kids, which is unbelievably put together, and it's to me always amazing how he manages to sometimes take very sophisticated ideas of Tanya, the Imam, whatever it is, and to put it in that the kids could explain. He said something interesting there that I think speaks a little bit to what you were just saying, which is that the difference between the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe, and a little bit it's in Hayom Yom. The Hayom Yom is this very interesting Hayom Yom about Farbrengen that the Rebbe Rashab had in Gan Eden with the neshama of the Baal Shem Tov, and he brought it down. That the difference between the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe was that the Baal Shem Tov was milmayla lamata, and the Alter Rebbe was milmata lamayla. In other words, the Baal Shem Tov, he had to uvek in the Eden, and so comes with the inspiration, with the nisim, whatever it is, to pasha take the neshamas of the Eden when the bis alphus, and to awaken them from above. Pashat Zevi, more like Chodesh Nisan. And one second. And then comes the Alter Rebbe, and he is the Mamala Makim, because he then says, Bistatake, it's aufgeweckt, now darf anheben the Avodah. Now has the Avodah Momata Lamayla, where it's alt with Medaf Hashtein and Medaf, and perhaps a little bit this is what today's Tanya is, and I think that was all that what you were saying, that thus hebt on with Metafashstand, where we're starting from. On it. It's like the Baal Shem Tov to a certain degree, and I don't know, as a break to place this, maybe this is what I'm going to go even weiter than you and Baba Meister, so whatever you said sounds a lot better than but it's not what you were saying, was not Baba Meister, but I'll take the concept and perhaps run with it a shtickle, in the sense that the Baal Shem Tov really had an achrayus, and perhaps his mission was to show Yidden that up until that point we're being told wie weit sie seien von Eibishten, right? Because the establishment of Yiddishkeit, the Rabbanim of Yiddishkeit, were telling these simple Yidden as sie seien gar weit, right? And it was one of the reasons they were in Bris Alphas. And the Baal Shem Tov, these Baal Shemske Yidden, the Baal Shem Tov's role was to show them wie non sie seien in fight. How close they are to the Eibishter, how mechuvav they are to the Eibishter. And to a certain degree, the Alter Rebbe was telling his Avodah was in Chassidus was a bissel, the other end of the spectrum was the idea of, as the Rebbe in Tafshin Aleph, Yutvat, Leikenich King Fegelachen Bosom. And if you want to be non-to Eibishter, that's the stark harvin. You can't be seimich on that immediate.
Based on what the Baal Shem Tov taught, Verdu bis be'etzem, so now actualize it.
Reuven, you just put yourself on mute.
That's the ton the Aveda to be able to realize, to live the life of the Nefesh kid.
Right. No, this is the started because I was wondering.
The expectations came in by the Alter Rebbe.
Yeah, no, because the start of Reuven, what you missed is my question is how to be metavech chai elul with today's Tanya, which is that du bist the mezainen, the recognition of mezainen v'nashi kafar l'koltia, the mezainen gar, in caliber mezainen gar veit, right? It seems it's an interesting, because the Oisfir is going to be in tomorrow's Tanya, but the Tanya for chai elul is v'nashi kafar v'anachi offer ve'if, right? And that's it, and it's an interesting thing. So I was saying that I think this is kind of the consensus here. I'm also a misunderstanding what Osavsky was saying, but I think this is what we're all kind of the same page here, which is this Nakuda that the Alter Rebbe wants to say that again, Legenish came Fegelach and Bosom. It's dash to if fart you have this atzmis kesher with the Eibishter. That only puts upon you a greater responsibility.
That puts in your responsibility to go on Miftzayim.
Yeah, Miftzayim echet mit zich. But the bottom line is, all right.
So to segue for a second, if I can borrow 1 minute and 20 seconds of your time, you were saying, how far we are, how low we are. So I'm going to express a little of the lowliness right now. I wanted to show this last night at the Farbrengen by Reuven, so I'll show it here. This is a clip from a little talk between two advanced people in the world of what's going on in the world and how perhaps we could see Mashiach here. So take a look at this 60 seconds.
Wow. Let's give it up for that. I mean, are you guys hearing the same thing? I just want to
notice that maybe begins with his applause for what he just said. He said that and then applause.
So, listen, I've asked Ray Kurzweil, I've asked George Church, and now I'm asking you this idea of a longevity escape velocity target date. Let me give you a couple.
That means Chaim Nitzchim. he didn't know how to say it. He tried to memorize Chaim Nitzchim, and he just went with longevity, escape velocity instead.
Of decades, and tell me, as a betting man, under or over, within the next decade, in the second decade, in the third decade?
Do you mean escape velocity or the singularity?
So when we will have the ability to go and get a mechanism that will allow us to basically age in place or age in reverse, so that we're no longer, if every year we're alive, we're extending our lifespan for more than a year.
Well, it's already here.
Wow. Let's give it up for that.
That's all. That was his answer. It's already here. I wanted to show it to you.
There you go. So what this was a shtickle, Tanya, from a couple days ago, that the Eibishter embedded into this world, right? The Igeres Yudalid. The Eibishter is embedded into this world, basically infinite koyach. And it's just for us, so that's unpleasant to
in the right time, and now's the time.
Yeah,
that's the word.
Yeah. All right. Good yontif, everybody. Good yontif.